Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. First of all, I hope you can see how extremely dry my skin is. Oh my god, this is no way to introduce a video, guy. Anyway, today I just want to have an open, honest, real conversation, share with you guys some of the thoughts I've been having, hear your 2 cents on them, and just talk, because I just want to talk. But I won't subject you guys to looking at me with this Sahara kind of face, so I want to do a mask. I got this cute little set and a bunch of other things from an Instagram shop that I'm gonna write their name here on the screen and link them down below for you guys to check out. I've already used one of these masks. I think they're from Sephora, so they're good, as in they make me feel hydrated. So I'm gonna do one. This one is called Youth Activating and Regenerating Mask. So my skin needs this, it really does. Sheet masks are just a whole mood. As in that thing of putting a mask and then you have to rinse it off. That one just, it's boring. So now that I'm looking cute and stunning, let me share with you guys something that has become something that I've realized is quite important in this life. Please take me seriously despite how I look. So I've realized it's something I've had, but then of late I've realized how important it is, which is to constantly maintain calm, peace and happiness from within, and not let outside circumstances or situations affect that inner calm, peace and happiness. Man, I've read this before in books, but it's only of late that I realized I don't actually make an effort to control my reaction, because the truth is we have more power than we know. The fact that we can control our reaction and we can control how we react to certain situations and certain people, that makes us very powerful, I think. But you know, this thing, it's much easier said than done, but I think it's something that we should practice, such that whether or not things are happening outside your life, they're not responsible for how you feel inside. So it's easier said than done, you know, that, oh, I'm just gonna be this calm, peaceful, happy person and I'm not gonna let anything from outside mess my mood. But I think we should try. I personally have really been trying to work on that, because man, many things can come at you in a day, so many things, and I feel like I've been giving my power away to many things and many people. A negative comment or something not going the way I wanted it to go, and I had woken up in a good mood, but I let this one thing completely bring me down. And for example, if it's a negative comment, I feel like I've completely given my power away to the person who left that negative comment. And I don't want to do that anymore. I want to just work on maintaining inner peace, calm, happiness that can't be affected by someone else or a situation. Much easier said than done. I think meditation helps. I've tried meditation. I've been trying meditation. It's one of the hardest things you can do, because we have so many thoughts in our head that calming them is really hard. But the more you do it, the better you get at it, and it just helps you be able to control your thoughts. So thoughts are always gonna be in your mind, but meditation helps. I watched a video where he was trying to explain meditation. Maybe I can link it down below in case anyone is interested. And he was saying it's about realizing that yes, you have thoughts, very many thoughts, but try and think of thoughts as clouds and just let them pass. You don't have to think about everything, you can let it pass. So meditation can help you to regulate your emotions. So it's something I've been trying, but that's definitely something that's been on my mind. I'm back. That mask was extremely moisturizing. It was just the mask I never knew I needed. So my skin looks really good and moisturized. I want to go for like a really dewy look. So most of the products I'm gonna use a dewy kinda. Anyways, I'm gonna link all of them down below so you guys can go ahead and check that out. The description box, I mean. Okay, so something else that has also been on my mind is how everyone's journey is so different, and I especially mean this in the space of entrepreneurship, because that's where I am. I just realized that everyone's journey is different. I've been listening to this podcast. I've overdosed on the primer, I know. I've been listening to this podcast called How We Built This. It's a really great podcast. It just brings on people who've managed to build really big businesses, and I love his style of interviewing. Like, he starts from the beginning, from the complete beginning. So listening to that podcast really made me realize that everyone's journey is so different. I mean, there's some people who start businesses and within a few months they're making profits, big profits, huge profits. And then there are other people who say they didn't make profit until their 6th year or their 5th year. And the truth is, that podcast, or just listening to different people's stories, made me realize how different everyone's journey is in entrepreneurship, but not just in entrepreneurship, but in life as well. And sometimes what is said about a particular thing can end up getting into our minds and limiting us. Let me explain that. Many people say that most businesses fail within their first year. So within your first year, don't expect to make a profit, don't expect to make it big, don't expect to, you know, make millions. If you in fact break even, that's gonna be amazing for you, but don't expect that. So I feel like things like these end up getting into our mind, and then they actually become our reality, because thoughts really become our reality. So you've been fed that information, you keep thinking that, you keep thinking, all I want to do is survive my first year of business. But the truth is, that doesn't actually have to be your reality. There are people who have beat the odds in their first year of business and made millions. So don't limit yourself. So my point is, just because a study has been done, or so and so said, or so and so experienced it like this, doesn't mean that that has to be your reality. Just stay in your lane, do the best you can, but over and above that, think big. Don't limit yourself to thinking, in the first year of business, I'm not going to make any money. You know, think big. What if you do make a lot of money? What if you make huge profits over and above breaking even? So don't let what other people say limit you. And just remember that everyone's journey is different. There's one person whose business did not succeed in the first year and they made profit in the 6th year. And there's one person who within 3-4 months of them starting their business, they did really well. So something else I've been thinking about is also, it's quite interesting. I don't know if you guys watch Red Table Talk on Facebook Watch. So Jenna had brought Wale on the show. I think it's pronounced Wale, yeah. So we're talking about love and like what love means to you and da. And then Wale was talking about how he's been raised in by Nigerian parents in a Nigerian household, and typically African couples, African parents, they don't express love towards each other. I think we all know that. They actually don't express love towards each other at all. So he was talking about how on the movies you would see people, honey, I'm home, you know, that kind of expressing of love. But then his parents never had that. He can actually count the number of times they said I love you to each other and to him as well. And I think that's quite common in many African homes. I mean, African couples don't tend to express love towards each other. As in, we all know that. We all know that. I mean, how many of you guys have seen your parents kiss? How many? And often, you know, like for real. No, really, actually, comment down below. Have you ever seen your parents kiss in front of you? So we all know that. We know that's how African parents are, African couples. But then when he talked about it, he was saying that the way he saw his parents expressing love or not expressing love has actually affected his relationships. And he didn't realize that until he turned maybe, I think, 28. I've never even thought of it that way, that the fact that African parents don't express love, or outwardly rather, because they love each other, you know, they love each other, they just don't express love outwardly, affects how their kids also express love. So you can find that people who are raised in African homes have a really hard time expressing love. That thing of saying I love you is weird. It's weird. Like, I love you all the time. You just talked 5 minutes ago, I love you. Now again you're talking, again you love them, again. So I don't know. That's something I definitely want to think about more. As in, what are your thoughts on that, you guys? Because I'm guessing many of you have grown up in African households. So did your parents used to express love outwardly towards each other in front of you? Is that I love you thing something that you do in your family, that you say to each other in your family frequently? And do you think that not seeing your parents expressing love outwardly towards each other affects how you express love? It's just a very interesting conversation to me. Very, very interesting. Because, man, African couples do not express love in front of the kids. I think on one hand, it's like a double-edged sword. Because on one hand, African parents tend not to fight in front of their kids. As in, they literally don't express extreme emotion towards each other, be it good or bad, in front of their kids. So on one hand, maybe you can think that your parents don't fight. But on the other hand, you're also not seeing them expressing love to each other, being affectionate towards each other. They're not fighting in front of the kids is good, but is they're not expressing or being affectionate in front of kids bad or good? What kind of effect does it have on their kids' relationships in future? Let's have that conversation. I'm really curious to hear what you guys think about that. I'm really curious because I personally haven't thought about it too much, but I'm definitely becoming quite aware of it and giving it some thought. Something else that I have been thinking a lot about is friendships, and specifically the transition of specifically outgrowing friends, one, and the transition from university into reality. You know what I was thinking the other day is that when you're in university or when you're in school, the people who you make friends with, a lot of the things that you have in common with are not really that deep. It's that, you know, you're in the same school. You're all actually in uni, you're all in the same level. So you're all living in the same hostel or living in a hostel. You're all taking a mat to school or to wherever. You're all broke. No one is making money. No one is, as in, you're all getting money from your parents, more or less. That's more or less the standard. So that's what you have in common, you know, and you're all working towards the same thing. You're all there to study, you're all there to study and then, you know, graduate. So I think after uni, there can be, I honestly think you can end up outgrowing friends who you made in university. Because I think you can outgrow, is it okay? Because this is a conversation, so I'd want to know how the transition was for you from moving from university to real life, and the transition or the changes that happened in your friendships, because I find that you can end up outgrowing friends, and you want friendships to go deeper. Sometimes in university friendships can be a bit shallow, you know, where you just talk about so and so, and you're on Instagram seeing, you know, what Vera Sidika is up to in the US, or what so and so did, or Tila Brown and okay, I don't know why I'm giving that example so much, but yeah, you can, you know, those are kind of things you talk about. And then also, over and above that, being in the same class, in the same school, brings you together. So you are going to go to school anyway, so you don't actually have to make an effort to meet up with your friends and hang out for the sake of your friendship. So I think when you leave university, you now all get on track to achieving whatever goals it is that you have, and sometimes you can outgrow the friends that you made in university, and you find yourself, you could leave some friends behind and some friends could leave you behind, in that you could get to a place where you don't want to talk about Instagram anymore, and maybe some of your friends from uni, that's what they still want to talk about. So as in, you want to sit down and you want to talk about your 5-year plans, you want to talk about how you're managing your money, where you're investing, you want to talk about deeper things, you know. And sometimes some of the good friends you had in university can still be stuck in a space where all they want to do is talk about still the same things that you used to talk about when you were in uni. So I would really love to hear your experiences. For anyone who has finished uni, how has that been for you, the transition with your friends? What do you guys think about outgrowing friends? Because it can be, I think it can be really hard to outgrow friends, because especially if you had a small group of friends, a small circle, and then you're outgrowing them, but you find it really hard to let them go, because if you let them go, then you don't have anyone, you know, you don't have any friends. And I actually wonder, do people make friends at a big age? Oh, my skin is so dry that the concealer is separating. Okay, I'm just gonna put foundation over that. I was saying, do people make friends at a big age? So like for you guys, if you're older, are your good friends now friends who you made when you were in uni, or are they friends who you made after uni? You know, maybe colleagues, maybe neighbors. And like, where do people meet new people? Like, if I want to make friends, you know, like flirting, but for friendship, where do people meet new people and get to make to form good, strong human connections? I'd love for you guys to comment on that friendship issue. It's something that's been on my mind a lot, especially the point of outgrowing people, because it does happen. It really does happen. So how do you make new friends? How do you let go of the ones who you feel like you've outgrown? Okay, now let's get a bit more personal. Let me share with you guys a struggle that I've been having of late, from end of January, but now is when I'm starting to feel a little bit more like myself and a little bit more connected. I don't know if you guys sometimes just feel utterly bored of your life. I know I'm not the only one, because I spoke to some people and they're like, of course, like, yeah. But there was a point towards end of January where I was actually feeling utterly bored with my life. Like, I didn't want, like, when I woke up in the morning, I was just like, another day to do this same old thing, you know, the same old work in the same old studio. And then there was a quote that was really haunting me. I had this quote. God, that quote was haunting me. The quote was, how you live every day is how you live your life. So sometimes you can think that you taking one vacation every year or climbing a mountain or whatever, you know, that you're living. But the truth is, how you live every day is that's your life. So I kept thinking to myself, like, I'm just waking up every day, I'm doing the same thing over and over again. I started feeling so disconnected from what I was doing. Like, I was creating content, but I was feeling so disconnected from the content I was creating. And I just thought, this isn't it. This is just not it. As in, this is not how I want to be said to be living my life. And that quote just haunted me and haunted me and haunted me. And then I realized that I was kind of limiting myself, especially because of the career, the kind of career I'm in, being an entrepreneur, being a digital content creator. I had put these structures in place for myself that honestly I didn't need to follow so strictly. I mean, I have the privilege of being able to work for myself. So no one is expecting me at work at a certain time. I don't have to clock in and out of an office at a certain time. So I was really limiting myself, because the truth is, I can wake up today and decide that I'm not gonna work here, I'm gonna go work in a boreta or something like that. So anyway, I don't know how you guys get out of a funk like that, because I know everyone feels like sometimes you actually feel just really bored of your life. So if you've been there, how do you get past that? How do you move past that? I watched another video that was really like, whoa, okay. He was like almost yelling. It's, I think, one of the Hodge twins, I think that's what they're called. And he was saying, your life is boring because you're boring, you never do anything crazy in your life, so of course you're boring. I think he had gotten a comment from someone, or like a question saying, oh, I'm in this job I hate, it's the same thing every day, I'm so bored. And I related so much with that question, even though the person asking the question, that was their 9 to 5, but I still related quite a lot to it. And he said, of course your life is boring, you're not doing anything different, you know, you need to go into work and just quit your job, and then it could become sink or swim, and then your life won't be boring anymore. Okay, I'm quoting, and that's not even a good quote. I can link that, find that video and link it down below. But I really got his point, and I got what he was saying, that I need to do more things. I need to stop. It's like I don't have a 9 to 5, but then I've imposed a 9 to 5 life on myself, or I have a 9 to 5 mentality, where it's that I have to wake up early, get dressed, go to my studio, to my office here, and I have to get to work, and I have to work like this and like this and like that. So I'm really trying to do different things, you know, have a different life. So I'm really trying to not limit myself, not put these limits on myself that I have to work a certain way and yada yada yada. But now I've really gotten back to feeling like myself. So that's great. I feel much more connected now than I was feeling before, which is really great. Yeah. So something else actually that I want to discuss is it's along the lines of mindset, which is having an employee mindset. I think very many people, I've now been hiring and firing. Firing is very difficult for me, but I find that many people have this employee attitude, which means you're working for me, but for me, I want someone who is working with me. So my ideal employee is someone who's completely bought into the vision I have for my company. They know what I'm trying to do here with Joanna K Cosmetics. It's about more than just makeup. We're not just selling a lipstick. You know, makeup goes so much deeper than that, and we want people to wear it and feel more confident and feel good about themselves. It's a lot more than just makeup. And then also through my company, the main thing is I want to inspire people by pushing myself to be the best version of me. So by me starting a company and by me pushing and growing this company, my aim is to inspire other people to do the same. And I want people to say, if Joanna can do it, then I can do it as well. So I want someone who I'm working with to be able to, sorry, I've forgotten about my makeup. Okay, I can't do brows and talk at the same time. But what I'm saying is I want someone to completely buy into my vision. And I'm quite aware of when I'm bringing someone or when I'm working with someone, I'm quite aware of how I communicate that vision to them. Because if you want someone to buy into your vision, then you have to be able to communicate it. You can't expect someone to just buy into your vision when they don't even know anything about it. So I'm quite aware of trying to infect someone with the passion I have for my company. But then I find that many people have an employee mindset. So you're working for me, you're not working with me. So you come in, you do exactly what you're meant to do, and you go home. But especially for a startup, for when you're working with an entrepreneur, they want more than that. They want you to have bought into the vision and feel as if you're building something with them, rather than you just coming, doing what you're supposed to do and going home. You know, someone who doesn't have that employee mentality is someone who, they want to grow your business with you. So even things that are not in their job description, they're willing to take on and advise you and say, hey, I noticed that you're doing this, how about trying this? Or maybe they're working with customers and they take it a step further and say, hey, I compiled this list of customer feedback, and based on this, I feel like we can do this. You know, someone who doesn't have that employee mindset, I think can go really far. I really think can go far. That's something I've been having on my mind because I've come across very many people with that kind of a mindset. And I guess I also had that mindset when I was in a 9-to-5, when I was actually employed by someone. But looking back, I wish I didn't, because maybe I would have enjoyed working more by trying and getting to know what are we working towards, what's the vision of this company, why was it started, and then feeling like you're contributing to that company in some way. But I feel like it also falls towards the employer, because we can't expect someone who's working with us or for us to have that kind of a mindset when they don't even know anything about your company. You've not communicated the vision you have for your company. They don't see any passion. And I know this can mainly work with startups, smaller businesses, because in a big corporation, you can't expect the person who started it to come and sit down with every new employee. Maybe they're not even in the country. But especially for smaller companies, it also lies with the owner or whoever it is to get the person who they've brought on to buy into the vision of the company. Yeah, so I've really been thinking about that. What do you guys think? If you're in employment, do you find yourself having that employee mindset where you know you're meant to go to work at 9, you do go to work, you do what you're meant to do, and you go home? Has your company, the company you work for, made you feel like you're doing something or you're a part of something? And if they haven't, I would like to know, or if they've tried and failed, how, if you're coming to work for a company, how would you want them to communicate their vision to you, you know, for you to feel, wow, I'm a part of something, I want to grow this, you know, I want this message to get out there. How would someone be able to communicate that kind of passion to you? Comment down below. Oh guys, I finished my makeup, but then my camera died. Anyway, I was curling my wig. I've just decided to go with a wig instead of it's just my hair, but I'm not gonna stick it with glue because hey, with this heat we're not doing glue. We're just not doing glue. It just melts right off. Okay, the last thing I just want to that I've been thinking about is how the thing of living paycheck to paycheck, it scares me a lot. I've seen it happening. I don't know, I was reading this book called The Millionaire Mindset, and he was talking about how the way we've been raised and the kind of relationship our parents have with money, or basically what we've seen growing up, is more often than not what we adopt. And if we're not aware of it, then we can keep I don't know, making the same mistakes our parents made. So like a classic example he gave is where already your parents live from paycheck to paycheck. So you growing up, you see your parents are doing well at the beginning of the month, then mid-month things start to get and then by the end of the month there's no money and you're eating ugali and sukuma wiki every day. And that, okay, the way he explained it is that kind of gets into your subconscious. So when you start earning, you do the same. You actually self-sabotage, because in your mind it's like that's how it's supposed to be. When you have the money, you spend it. You don't budget for it. You don't I don't know, you're not keen on how you're spending it, and by the end of the month you're completely dry. So I don't know, that book has really gotten me thinking a lot, trying to see what kind of mindsets I have where money is concerned, that have been influencing my relationship with money, and then actively trying to break them. So currently what I do money wise, because what I do, money comes in sometimes and sometimes it doesn't come in. So like, let's say for example, towards the end of the year things are booming, there are a good number of brand deals, and then at the beginning of the year things are quite slow and then they peak. So basically what I do is I pay myself a salary, so it doesn't matter how much money I make, I'm not gonna spend it. And guys, that's what I used to do. The more I make, the more I spend. But now and when I say now, I mean I try. I try. So I give myself, let's say for example, I say I'm gonna pay myself 50,000 every single month, whether or not that's the amount I make. So in December I could have made $1 million bob. In January I could make no money at all. February no money at all. Then in March maybe I make 100,000. So the fact that I'm paying myself every month makes it very easy, because it doesn't matter whether I've made $1 million, I'm not gonna spend $1 million. I give myself 50,000 every month. That way savings are there. That way you never run out, especially in a career that's so up, down, up, down, up, down. But yeah, I struggle so much with money, even when it comes to budgeting, sticking to a budget, the kind of things I'm spending money on. That's something I really want to work on this year. Yeah, so I'm trying to work on those mindsets. I also read Smart Money Woman this year. I'm not sure if you guys have read it. It's really good. It's by an African author, so I was very happy to get my hands on it. And she also talks about those money mindsets that can completely mess us up. I think the first step is just to try and be aware that you even have those mindsets in the first place. So that's definitely what I have been working on. And I think I'm gonna stop there, because I know at this point this video is long. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. Just let me know your thoughts on some of my thoughts. Let's have a conversation in the comment section down below. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.